This is my recap and reaction to Sister Wives Season 19, Episode 8. And in this episode, Janelle and Kody have a kind of weird conversation about the relationship. Peyton is not on board with Christine and David, but doesn't really know if it'll change anything. And Mary's carriage house is finally done, so we can wrap that storyline up. We are in winter 2023, people, and we know this because in the B-roll they show a lot of snow, at one point a woodpecker, and David's coming over for dinner. Some of Christine's kids like David, some are not sure yet, and Peyton will be meeting David for the first time, and I guess Gwendolyn never met him. And we know that he's apprehensive a little bit because of an interview he had done with a YouTuber at that time. So, of course, Christine and David full on, kiss as soon as David gets in the doorway, by the way. Like, I just noticed that, and the camera just caught it. Peyton's very first words to David were, "Hello, Richard." Everyone's like, his name's David, Peyton. And Peyton's like, "I'm going to call him Richard." This made me laugh out loud. Peyton has the best sense of humor. I just thought it was just so funny and unexpected. Peyton also says, David looks old. He's too old for mom. And asks at the table, like, if I have any concerns, would it stop anything? And David immediately shuts it down and says, like, no. They don't really care what the kids think at this point, which I find strange, to be honest with you. But guys, Peyton is not on board clearly, but he's just has no choice but to go with it. Christine then just tells everyone they're getting married on October 22nd. And Tony makes a joke like, "Oh, that's almost my birthday." And David's like, "Well, we won't be celebrating your birthday. Hello." There's just a lot of joking, sarcasm, and it's hard to tell really how everyone's feeling. We also learn in this scene that David and Christine kissed on their third date, and Janelle says, wow, David's a guy whose wife died and he raised 8 kids on his own. So that's his big shining green flag for her, which is a fair point. He's an honorable man to have done all that. Although, he should have. Kody says that with God, he wants to reassert himself as the loving dad. That is his desire. And he's reflecting on this for his 55th birthday. So that is January 17th. And he's been up all night or whatever talking about values with Robyn and how he feels a lot of guilt about not being close with everyone outside of Robyn's family. He remembers that his purpose was always his family, and he always imagined that his oldest kids would live across the street from him with their families. And Robyn's just like crying in her confessional this episode, just saying how he's not being who he is. He's a man in pain. And so I don't know if he made any headway in being, the dad he always was. I feel like it's nice to say all those words, but what actions has he taken to back that up at this time? I don't know. I guess maybe we don't know. We'll see as the episodes move on. And now apparently David wants to go ring shopping. I don't know who is pushing this relationship forward the quickest. Is it David? Is it Christine? Who is driving this fast train? And of course Christine loves it, and she says she loves the marquee cut. She likes different colors of metals on the ring. David wants a black wedding ring because his previous marriage, it was gold. And they want to match, so Christine wants to add some black to her ring too. And now on to the main event. We're in a restaurant, and honestly, it looks like an attic to me. I don't know, I'm getting attic vibes from this restaurant. Kody comes in and says, "Wow, this is intimate." But he seems happy to see Janelle. I don't know, they should have picked that restaurant with the red walls, guys. Janelle just jumps it right in, like no real small talk, all business, and says, if we can't make a balloon payment in the next 3 months on Kody Pass, we could lose it. So apparently they signed a really terrible contract. I don't know why. And Kody in his confessional says, I don't want to make any favors for you, Janelle, but I know we have to pay it off. And they did, I think. So there is definitely a Kody at the lunch and the savage Kody in his confessional. I don't know how long after the confessional was taped. Janelle asks if he will buy her out, just outright. And he's like, you skipped to the end. What about you and me? Please. This does not seem like a man who is longing to get Janelle back. I don't even think he's been to her house in 2 years. Janelle admits that he still has a hook on her a little bit. Remember, Janelle thinks Kody's a very attractive man. We know this, so but he hasn't been to her house in 2 years, and Kody insists that, they never really had a conversation about the relationship. I don't know if he's doing this for the cameras. Janelle is like, we've had so many conversations. I think he's just diverting the topic. And Kody admits it's a pipe dream to reconcile with Janelle. It would require him giving her some power in the relationship, and he's not interested in that. So, a very interesting dynamic here. Janelle says that Kody wants a wife that acts differently than I do, so it's over. Janelle calls Kody selfish and self-centered at the table, and he doesn't have like this super strong reaction, obviously. Just in a very matter-of-fact conversation, I just see no affection or everything. Everything is just very blunt, matter-of-fact in this conversation. And then Janelle brings up a time in the past when Janelle had a conversation with Robyn about maybe not buying a house in Flagstaff that would eat up all their finances, which is a very Janelle thing to do. And apparently Robyn told Kody, and Janelle got in trouble with Kody about that. This situation was during a time, do you guys remember when Robyn and Kody were arguing because Robyn wanted God to come in and bring them a rental? Because ultimately she actually agreed with Janelle. I remember this time, it was kind of weird. Robyn was praying for a rental that was never going to come. Anyways, now we're in Parowan, Utah, and it's Mary's birthday. Remember the carriage house renovation? That was kind of a little bit of a fluff storyline last year. Well, it's finally done, and we can wrap this up here. This is the end result. This is where her workplace is going to be. I think at this point she still sells for LuLaRoe. And Blair, who Mary likes to go to Disney with, helped create it. It looks great, and they even included the bear that was made from her mom's favorite clothing, which is cute. She also makes a joke about pole dancing in there, and just admits, just weird for her to be single. But yes, thank God she bought the bed and breakfast, because this ended up being such a saving grace for her. Now back to Janelle and Kody. Janelle says there's a big bias and that she can't do that anymore. And Kody says, oh, that's victim behavior. That's always what he says. Like, whenever Janelle expresses herself, it's just victim behavior. Whereas a lot of people would argue he displays very victim behavior. Janelle says that she doesn't really feel married anymore, but her religion says they are married. And Kody says that he keeps thinking that they can work it out. But in the confessional, he's like, I just want, to be with my kids or whatever. So it's just not about Janelle here. It's different things. They talk about Kody Pass, and he says in his confessional that if Janelle builds on Kody Pass, he'll move out of the area. So yeah, that sounds like he wants to get back together. Janelle wants to be bought out, essentially, and Kody asks why Maddie didn't tell him that she's pregnant. This is a sticking point. He's bringing up Maddie again. Kody says it's jealousy and gossip. Jealousy? He's implying that Maddie is jealous of him? What in the world is happening? Janelle mentions as they're leaving, they're like getting up, that she talked to a lawyer and they both seem to not trust each other about it. Kody says, "You do what you need to do and I'll do what I need to do." They hug and leave. It's just a weird conversation, or weird how they end it. Something about they're going to ask more about the lawyer, but I think, it's pretty unresolved. It was just a very sad attempt to reconcile and for Janelle to voice that she wants to be bought out, but she's kind of like, trying to tippy-toe around the issue a little bit. But I don't know what ended up happening, if Janelle got bought out or not. But either way, I guess we'll see in the coming episodes. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed my recap and reaction of Sister Wives Season 19, Episode 8. And I'll be back with more Sister Wives content. Bye, guys.